In this video, we'll continue working on Pymongo. So before you import Pymongo, make sure that the MongoDB client is running. So go ahead and open the command prompt and type MongoD in the command prompt. So that's going to start the MongoDB server. So next import Pymongo and then the Pymongo, the Mongo client, right? After that, define the client and then the database. We're calling the database client.packed, and then the collection, we're just calling it embedded. So then we're going to insert a document with an array. So we're going to use again, so the name of the collection, then the insert one method. The document is a key value pair. The key is ages and the value is a Python list. We're going to insert another document with again the key ages and then a different set of values as a Python list. So you can check that the type of the result variable that we have to find is just like an insert one result. It's a Pymongo object. So next, let's use the find one method. So we're just gonna demonstrate a few methods to match the array. A few things that we have looked at in MongoDB. So let's see how those things work in Pymongo. So the find one method, we can find a particular key and value pair. So let's say we want to find a key with a name ages and then a value with a set of values that correspond to ages, right? So that is going to return the ages, the document with key ages and the value and the corresponding list as value. So the ID underscore 0 means that we don't want to print the ID, because the ID is usually a long number or list of characters, right? So if you just delete that, you can see that it's gonna give you the ID also, which is just gonna clutter the result. So we don't really want that right now. So let's not print the ID. And so what we can do also next is we can find a document with key ages and with one of the elements being 30. So we can see that the first element of this or the element with index 0 is 30. So we can specify this also. So if we say that again the find one method, the key is ages and then the value is just 30. So this is just going to return a document with where any one of the elements of the list is going to be 30. So we'll get, so if we change this to, let's say 42, we'll still get the same result. But if you change this to 40, we're not going to get anything because there's no match, right? So this just demonstrates a way of matching, right? Now let's look at another way of matching conditions. So now in this case we're again going to use the find one method, and then looking for a document with key ages, and then any value with where the element, right, one of the elements is greater than 40 and one element is less than 20. So you can see that in this array, right, one of the elements, right, is greater than 40, which is 42, and then there are two elements which are less than two elements which are less than 20. So that is going to return this. So if you change this to, let's say 2, right, so there's no element with age less than 2. It's not going to return anything. So if you change it to 20, it is going to return. So this is just going to look at different elements, right, to make sure that you have one element which is greater than 40 and then another element which is less than 20. Okay, so now let's look at another matching condition, another way to match match arrays. So we're again going to use the find one method. So this is we're looking for key ages, and then we're going to use the element match query. So we've looked at different queries in MongoDB, right, in the previous lectures. So there you can use different matching conditions in different ways to query. We can use those conditions or those query parameters over here. So what we're going to do is, in this case, we're gonna look at a condition on any single element of the array. So if any single element, right, is going to be less than 22 and greater than 15, so you can see that less than 22 and greater than 15, we have two elements, right? So it is going to return that same array, so that same document. So we can also do matching by index. So let's see how that works. So again, the find one method, but in this case we're going to say ages dot one. So this means that the Pymongo is going to check for key, right, for a document which has key ages, but its index one element, right, or the element at index 1 is 42, right? So here we have index index 1, right? This is index 1. Remember, Python starts with index 0. So at index 1 we have age 42. So if you're searching by index, right, you can use this method. So you can also so if you change this to 30, right, it's not going to return anything because at index 1 we don't have that. But if you say to 0 index at index 0 30, so you get the same document because at index 0 the age is 30. We can also again apply a condition, right? So over here we're still looking at index 1, and then we can say that the age is greater than 40, which is true, right? Because age is 42 over here. So in this case we're applying a condition for documents at index 1, right? Now the next thing, let's insert a document with nested dictionaries, right? So I'm gonna insert a bunch of documents, right, with person info, right, and then name and then the age. So we have a few keys and values over here. So what we can do, so once we run that, right, it's gonna insert these documents, and then we can again use the find one method to find a person, right, with name Alice, right? So let's run that. So it returns the corresponding document that we inserted. We can also do a search by age. So now you can see that we're typing in the key over here, but then it's like a nested dictionary. So we are going to we're searching for the sub elements over here with their corresponding names. So person.name and then person.age. So this is how the search is working over here. So for the age, if you want to search by age, what you can do is you can apply a condition over here greater than 40, and so we can see that the person we inserted with age greater than 40 is Bob, so that returns Bob. Now we can also match on multiple conditions, right? So let's insert another document over here with name Alice and then age 32. So we can use the find one method, but now over here you can see we're using multiple condition. So we're applying a condition that the person name is Alice and the person in age is greater than 30.